and to reimagine what we once thought were limitations. In my talk, I will focus on what opportunities emerging technologies and innovations provide to India. We have an opportunity to transform India into a developed nation over the next 20-30 years. We have been a cradle of innovation and invention in the past, and we can achieve this position again. In the first part of my talk, I'll pick one area to analyze the evolution of artificial intelligence. Of course, it's a hot topic, right? This is a focus on what? From simple computational systems in the 1950s to today's advanced technologies, we have witnessed an astounding 24 order of magnitude leap in computational power. In India, institutions like the Indian Institute of Technologies and research centers have been pivotal in adding to the research capabilities. Now, let me illustrate the transformative potential of AI with groundbreaking research examples. Globally, in biological sciences, DeepMind's AlphaFold has revolutionized protein folding. In India, researchers and institutions like the TIFR have been doing excellent work in computational biology and AI-driven medical research. Indian medical researchers are using AI to address unique healthcare challenges, from detecting diabetic retinopathy in rural populations to developing low-cost diagnostic tools. Indian innovators are using AI to solve critical healthcare inequalities. In climate science, AI model now helps us understand complex environmental and climate patterns. For instance, NVIDIA's Earth 2 is a cutting-edge AI-driven digital twin of our planet. Given India's diverse and challenging environment landscape, our researchers are developing AI solutions for agricultural optimization, water resource management, and climate change mitigation. On AI research and innovation, our IT services companies like TCS, Wipro, Infosys are global leaders in developing applications in AI solutions that are transforming industries worldwide. With respect to AI foundation models, India is also participating in developing multilingual and multimodal models. AI for Bharat Center and IIT Madras and the Bharat Gen initiative, Bharat GPT initiative at IIT Bombay are examples of this. Yet, as we marvel at these achievements, we must confront the profound differences between human and machine intelligence. We are biological, carbon-based beings driven by complex neural networks shaped by million years of evolution. Machines are silicon-based, digital entities created through algorithmic design. The fundamental difference is both a challenge and an opportunity. Human intelligence, particularly in the Indian context, is characterized by emotional complexity, philosophical depth, and ethical intuition. Our ancient philosophical traditions, from Vedic thought to Buddhist philosophy, offer unique perspectives on ethics and consciousness that challenge Western computational models of intelligence. Machines can recognize patterns, generate frameworks, and produce creative outputs. But they cannot replicate the nuanced and contextual intelligence that is inherent in human thought, especially in a diverse, complex society like India. So the critical question is no longer whether AI can match human intelligence, but how can we learn from each other? How can AI become more energy efficient? How can it learn with less data? How can it understand the nuanced and objective free nature of human thought? Our challenge is not about AI replacing human capabilities, but about creating a symbiotic relationship that transcends our current understanding of intelligence. The most exciting frontier may not be replicating human intelligence, but developing a fundamental different form of intelligence that complements our own. This has inspired my philanthropic funding for brain research in India in institutions like IISc and IIT Madras. Computational neuroscience, which inspires better AI, is one of the research goals. The other is, of course, to better understand brain aging and disorders like Alzheimer's and dementia. The Sudha Gopalakrishnan Brain Center at IIT Madras has just announced, actually announcing tomorrow, a data set of the most detailed 3D high resolution image of the human fetal brain for the first time in the world. Indian Institute of Science is working on a moonshot project of developing a brain co-processor for patients with brain strokes. And the Center for Brain Research is anchoring initiatives like the Srinivasapura Aging Neurosenescence and Cognition Study and Genome India Study. The second part of my talk, I'll focus on what India and Indian science and technology must do to achieve global excellence. We'll focus on the processes, on the how. Some of this was actually mentioned by Professor Astosh Sharma. We need to move from being consumers of technology to become producers of leading edge products and technology. Dr. Krishna also mentioned this in his talk. Our target should be ambitious, reaching a 30 trillion economy by 2047 with a per capita income of about $20,000. Just as the United States transformed itself through innovation in the 20th century, how South Korea transformed from a developing nation to an innovation powerhouse, India has the potential to write its own success story in the 21st century. We need to focus on three critical areas. First, we must increase our research funding to at least 3% of GDP, with industry contributing to 1.5%. This is not just government funding, it is investment in our future. Second, we need to address the challenges facing deep tech startups, access to labs, market access, and patient capital. The good news is that we are seeing remarkable progress in our startup ecosystem. India has become the third largest startup ecosystem globally. Our success stories in space technology, telecom, and digital public goods show that we are capable of what we are capable of. And companies like Agricola and IdeaForge are showing us that Indian deep tech startups can compete globally. The government also must act as the first buyer, creating a pathway for innovative solutions. Third, we must transform our research ecosystem. Today, India hosts 1,800 global capability centers employing 1.8 million people. Centers of excellence that are driving innovation in pharmaceuticals, automobiles, IT, biotechnology. But this is just the beginning. We need to leverage that in our research ecosystem. Let us dig deeper into this aspect of research. To truly unleash our research potential, we need to systematically reform in three critical areas. First, we must revolutionize our grant administration system. The grants that are given for research. Today, our researchers spend precious time navigating what I call the 5Gs. So another 5G here. The government e-marketplace, general financial rules, GST, global tender inquiry, and governance. When researchers preoccupied with writing quarterly reports and dealing with administrative hurdles, they have little time to contemplate on complex problems. We need to digitize our administrative systems, make fund disbursement prompt, and provide flexibility in budget allocation. A scientist should not have to wait years or even months to receive sanctioned project money only to return it unused on year-end due to zero balance account regulations. Second, we must reinvent our research training pipeline. This means increasing both doctoral and postdoctoral fellowships, ensuring prompt salary disbursement, and creating special funding mechanisms for graduate training. We should encourage universities to set up incubation centers where PhD students can start enterprises while pursuing their research. Imagine a system where our brightest minds can seamlessly transition from academic research to commercial innovation. Third, we need to build advanced national research facility hubs that can be used by both public and private enterprises. We have already seen success with this model in gene sequencing platforms where both academic and non-academic entities use the facilities by paying user fees. We need to replicate this across other critical technologies and research areas. One example is to develop something as crucial as synthetic probiotics. For enhancing cancer immunotherapy, we need seamless collaboration between clinical coordinates, BSL-2 facilities, Dr. Ella talked about it, high-performance computing nodes, research teams, ethics committees, and clinical teams. While hundreds of institutions in the West, in developed countries, in Israel, China, or Singapore can perform all these steps under one roof, we have only probably a handful of institutions in India where such comprehensive research is possible. This is India's moment. This is our opportunity to redefine the boundaries of human potential. So let me conclude with a call to action. Whether you are a researcher, student, entrepreneur, investor, or policymaker, you are part of an opportunity to transform India. The future is not a linear extrapolation of the past. It is created by integrating past experiences with present actions and future aspirations. Let us work together to create an India that leads through innovation, an India that solves not just its own challenges, but becomes a solution provider to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. S. Kris Gopalakrishnan, sir. I now request Professor Ashutosh Sharma, President of INSA, to formally induct Mr. S. Kris Gopalakrishnan with the scroll and Angavastra. Thank you, sir. We thank you for your active